you're kind of carving or painting on the wave. Maybe that's a little bit romantic, but that's how it feels to a certain degree, because you're going down this wave and it's effectively just an open face, and then you have free reign to do what you want.
Ciò che voglio è la certezza che non ce ne sia una, ma non voglio stare senza una carezza e la luna. Ciò che voglio lo so adesso.
You can see and hear and feel the spray of the water that you've just displaced. It feels like you just click in.
Ciò che voglio è l'equilibrio come tanti, ma la pace coesiste.
And that, I think, is pretty close to spiritual. Yeah, I would say that it is.
Non mi par vero, sto toccando il cielo, ma qua attorno non ti vedo.
And you're also kind of at the mercy of the wave, because if it wants to do something a little bit funky, then you have to adapt and then play into it.
Ma cos'è non me lo chiedo. Ma cos'è non me lo chiedo.
Usually how it goes is that in the mornings the wind is pretty light, so the waves are pretty clean. The surface is pretty smooth and makes for good surfing. I live in Huntington Beach, which itself is very much surf culture. When you go out in the water, there's, within a certain range, 50 to 100 guys pretty close to you. The people out there range from little groms to guys who are 75 years old. And chances are that most of the people out there have been surfing this particular spot for as long as they've actually been surfing. In that social setting, it becomes very competitive and sometimes violent. You go out knowing very well that everyone out there is very territorial and that they've been surfing there forever. Sometimes that makes some of the older guys, at least, who wake up every morning and go out there and spend a couple of hours out there, and they have all their friends out there, very entitled to that particular break. So if they get challenged on a wave or something like that, or if you're in a better position and you drop in, then you're really risking something like a fight breaking out. And I've seen it multiple times. You start collecting kind of like an identity and making one out of that, whether you want to or not. Like, especially if you surf a lot in the summer, your hair will start getting blonder. When you do have long hair, people say like, oh, you have the surfer hair going on, or you have the surfer look going on. And it's like, well, no, I just, grew out my hair, like things like that. That's again, other people kind of creating this identity for you. Or I remember I walked into Staples and some older guy stopped me and talked to me for 20 minutes because he thought that I just looked exactly like Spicoli. It's like, yeah, oh, Spicoli again, yeah, I've heard it.